Her medium was the internet and social media, and again, she was the goblin mode of all goblin modes at that. She was an absolute hilarious force online that honestly consistently was capable of fooling right-wingers with her sillies, and it's absolutely devastating to see her Twitter accounts all get nuked. All of them. The new one that popped up, the old one, her side account, and her main account, for the high crimes of, again, mocking Elon Musk. Alright, if you've been following the saga, Elon Musk, the owner of the now dying X platform, has started a new little thing that he decided, to the request of no one, by the way, no one's happy about this, that he's no longer going to show the headlines of news articles, just photos. So when you link to a news article on X now, instead of showing the news article headline, it'll just show a photo from the news article, a link to the news article, leading to hilarious trolling. Of course, everyone decided, hey, this is going to be fucking hilarious. We can put any headline we want ourselves, and then it'll just show the photo of the news article, and it's kind of similar to when Elon Musk did that whole thing where all of a sudden he was like, hey, by the way, I've got an idea. How about power to the people? Anyone who wants to can buy a verified checkmark, and I'm going to get rid of all the verified checkmarks, so everyone has to buy my verified checkmark. It's going to make me so much money, and it's going to basically revolutionize Twitter as a platform. Everyone was like, that's the worst idea ever conceived. If you really want to democratize the idea of verification, you can. You can do it the same way other sites such as Pornhub have figured out how to do. You simply have to have some kind of a system where people either submit their IDs or they show a photo of themselves with something written on a piece of paper, something to verify their actual, like, this is the real account who's actually held in it. But if you do this, then you'll only invite a whole bunch of like really far right figures to suddenly become verified accounts, and a lot of like uncredible news sources to suddenly become credible sources of news. The whole thing will be a disaster. Not to mention the trolling. Oh, the trolling will happen, and boy did it ever, and it was glorious. I got to admit, he did bring comedy. He made it legal on Twitter, and he announced it, and it was all a thing, and Twitter was fucking hilarious. Well, the same thing happened again when he did the headlines. Of course, Twitter was hilarious for another day because all these fake headlines started popping out. Breaking: police have found human remains and evidence of cannibalism in Elon Musk's LA home that he sold in 2022. Looks like it's a headline, but it's actually to a completely separate story. And before we get to Junipers, we've got another one. Elon Musk found dead at Twitter HQ of apparent suicide. There's a link to the Fortune article. It looks like it's real, but it's not. People are sharing these things. They were going wild. Then Juniper decided, as Juniper always does. Juniper, of course, is a incredible, not only trans comedian, activist, amazing human being in every single way, shape, and form. She's been on my show numerous times, been on the Leftist Mafia. She also has an awesome podcast, where it's one of the only places you can find her now, Western Kabuki. I recommend go listening to it. I enjoy listening to it. They talk a lot about internet culture from a perspective of people who understand internet culture, so please go subscribe to the podcast, Western Kabuki. Right now is your chance. And did a couple headlines of herself. This one, new scoop from me. Andy No found passed out in a gutter after massive dildo was thrown at his head. Another one, scandalous. Elon Musk caught snuggling when asked if he thinks murder is good or bad. And again, these things look like they're real headlines. Everyone was having fun. Then Juniper flew too close to the sun. She did a headline about Elon Musk being an alleged pedophile, and it was a joke. It was 100% a joke. You know how it was a joke? Because she included a link that shows that it's not actually an article about Elon Musk being a pedophile. It was simply a link to a completely unrelated article, but it looked as if it was an article linking to Elon Musk being a pedophile. That was the joke. Whether or not you think the joke is tasteful or terrible, that's up to the interpretation of the person enjoying or not enjoying the joke. Because again, that's just how humor works. If it was illegal to make jokes, well then Babylon Bee would be in the gulags or something like that. Come on, let's be real. The same people who have constantly said, well, what about freedom of speech? What about jokes? What about humor? We're all super happy when Juniper got banned. A big, massive account, by the way, got banned on Twitter. Her speech has been silenced and taken away from her. That's what happened. Now, in the interest of being fair and balanced, TM, I do want to report that Juniper got a community notes on that from all the, people defending Elon Musk, as they always do, jumping in front of the bullet in slow motion. No. And in this case, it was them adding a community note saying Elon Musk is, in fact, not verified to be a pedophile. This is a link to an article, that shows other stuff like that. And then Juniper quote tweeted that and saying, oh, the community notes are taking over. We have to fight back, everybody. Downvote the community notes. And succeeded at downvoting the community notes. So the high crime that Juniper did, outside of making fun of Elon Musk and calling Elon Musk a pedophile, and having lots of people share a fake news article to Elon Musk being a pedophile, was that Juniper also showed that Elon Musk's platform, and proved it, is not a source for trusted news. Not even the community note system. At this point, the community note system is basically a popularity contest. It's like upvoting or downvoting things on Reddit. And because of the fact that Elon Musk has pretty much allowed the platform to be fucking rife with Nazis and white supremacists and alt-righters and Ku Klux Klan members and every fucking horrifying human being under the planet is now a verified blue checkmark that you'll always get to see at the top of your replies if you don't have an auto blocker effectively getting rid of all of them. Well, then, yeah, the community note system itself has been manipulated and used for a lot of strange shit. How many times have you come across a community notes and been like, what? Sometimes it's funny, I'll admit, when you see those weird ass mobile game ads where the mobile game like should just maybe be illegal for various reasons, but either way you're seeing an ad for that mobile game on Twitter, and then the community notes are like, gameplay not as advertised. Well, yeah, that's like, it's like putting a community notes under a Whopper ad, you know, like the burger did not look like the burger I received. Well, no, they don't. They look like hot trash when you receive them in the store, but they're still going to be gooey and delicious and addictive. You're still going to want one right away. But either way, that led to the unfortunate saga of Juniper. Comedy officially illegal on the platform. Within 24 hours of calling Elon Musk and joking by the way, that Elon Musk is a pedophile, Juniper's account was suspended. And of course, myself and many other people, especially people who believe in true free speech, were very upset. Comedians, activists, lefties, queers, you name it, a lot of people were furious at this. And in large part due to the fact that Juniper was joking. She 100% was joking. And if you don't believe it was a joke, there was a link to the real news article. The joke was embedded within the actual post itself. Juniper did not just say Elon Musk is a pedophile. And I'll remind all of you as well, during, you know, the whole expedition to try and save the children trapped in a Thai cave, Elon Musk was one of the people who ended up calling the actual hero who helped take the children out at great risk to his own personal life a pedo guy. And that was because Elon Musk was frustrated that he couldn't be the hero that the internet was demanding he be. Everyone was like, Elon, oh, Daddy Elon, please, can you save all the children trapped in the cave? Only you could do it. And he was just sitting there like, yes, okay, my benevolence knows no bounds, so here we go. I'm going to save the children trapped in a cave. I have devised a device to take them safely out of the caves. Here it is, my, claustrophobic tube, which basically what he designed was this long cylinder tube that will have oxygen pumped into it that you could fit one child inside. He basically made prison captive tubes for children. And then he was like, this is going to save them. And then everyone who knew how this whole like situation worked was like, that's ridiculous. There's a lot of twists and turns that you're going to have to make that a large cylinder is never going to fit through on its way down in and out of the cave. You'd need someone with very, very powerful lungs and a lot of know-how into spelunking underwater to understand how to actually take children out of there, which is what the hero who ended up saving them knew and ended up doing. Whereas like a cylinder tube would lead to them getting stuck and dying horrifyingly while trapped in a very claustrophobic small little teeny tube. So he was mad and he got really, really upset and ended up calling the hero who did save the kids a pedo guy. And that's by the way, he's deleted those tweets since this whole fiasco began. But that in many ways, I would say, is comparable to what Juniper did. In this case, Juniper was clearly joking. Elon Musk was not. You know, that wasn't a joke. That was just Elon Musk calling someone a pedo guy. I also like to remind everybody that Libs of TikTok this year alone is responsible, not personally, but indirectly responsible for many, what it seems like, allegedly, school bombing threats, as well as teacher death threats, doctor death threats, nurse death threats, hospital bomb threats. Libs of TikTok will make a post. The post will say, here's the school district where they are coming for your kids. They are groomers. They are groomers coming for your children. Here's where they're located. And then that school, within, sometimes 24 hours, will get a bomb threat or a death threat. And this pattern has been happening over and over and over again. It was happening before Elon Musk took over Twitter because the Twitter trust and safety team, unfortunately, didn't have the courage to take any actual, serious consequential effects against Libs of TikTok because they were too fearful of the repercussions. Libs of TikTok, actually, under the liberal governance of the old Twitter, was getting special privileges. That's what was happening. That's what the Twitter files revealed. Contrary to everything they were saying, it seems like they were getting special privileges, and Higher Right Check was able to keep on spouting hate and bigotry and getting a lot of people scared at teachers, nurses, doctors, the villains of society, typically. So in that case, there's been no repercussions. But Juniper making a joke about Elon Musk, well, that was just too horrifying and far too far. In fact, the Elon Musk X platform went as far as deleting her alternate accounts as well. suspended those accounts too. So the alternate account of Juniper has also been taken down. So there was that. And then you know, Ravana was right on point here. Libs and TikTok is allowed to inspire bomb threats on children's hospitals and elementary schools without impunity, but Juniper gets banned for making a fucking joke. This is Western Kabuki. I was talking about the podcast that Juniper is a part of. This is a very close friend of June, letting everyone know that she got suspended due to Elon Musk oppressing her freedom of speech on both of her accounts. You know, multiple accounts talking about it. And again, pointing to Elon Musk calls British diver in Thai cave rescue pedo in baseless attack. Accusation directed at, on Twitter at Vern Unsworth, who called Tesla CEO offer of a mini sub to help the rescuers a PR stunt, which it absolutely was, because he understood, again, being a professional diver, that that cylinder tube was not going to be able to go around very tight bends in an effort to save anybody. So all of a sudden, Juniper's account got reinstated. It reinstated almost magically, and everyone was like, oh shit, Juniper's back. You know, I guess free speech has returned. You know, can't keep Juniper down. Juniper's account was up for, I would say, a sum total of about 30 to 35 minutes before it got suspended again. So to whichever temp or, you know, full-time employee who unsuspended the account, adios. You know, you had a good run. Guessing you probably got in a little bit of trouble working at Twitter HQ. This is speculation. I don't know. I'm just speculating that obviously whoever decided to unblock the account afterwards, the account was readily just blocked almost, you know, within 30 minutes of that happening. This was the tweet showing that Juniper had been taken down and then returned. Juniper's last tweet ever. We're fucking back. And then Trump, are you enjoying the show? Refill your popcorn. You'll love this next part. Well, the next part was Juniper's account now permanently being suspended as of right now. So that's as far as we've gotten. Memes like this one, I think, are very, very appropriate. You know, you got Elon Musk's tweet, which he's now deleted. You know what? Don't bother showing the video. We will make one of the mini sub pod going all the way to the K5. No problemo. Sorry, pedo guy. You really did ask for it. Not a joke. Not a joke. Just there's no joke there. Just straight up calling a hero who saved a bunch of kids a pedo guy because he pointed out that your idea was deeply, deeply flawed. And then you were like, no, we'll post a video showing that the mini sub will be able to traverse all of these small, tight corners that physically, according to the laws of physics itself, it won't be able to. But you'll see. Maybe it's a bendable, you know, cylinder metallic tube of some kind. Not to mention, by the way, Twitter under fire for reinstating an account that posted child sex abuse. You can all remember Dom Lucre, who posted a image of child sexual abuse material that he apparently had in his hard drive, allegedly, because he was capable of watermarking the child sexual abuse material before posting it. He then lied and said that the entire thing was part of some, I don't know, deep conspiracy because he had pointed out secrets about Obama or some shit like that. But no, I think it was the, you know, the whatever husk of the trust and safety team remained was like, oh yeah, we're taking this both posts and account down for posting, again, child sexual abuse materials. But apparently Twitter doesn't care about that shit too. Higher Right Check in the meantime is saying things, if you need a reminder on who the real fascists are, the left wants me to go to prison for reposting their own TikToks. Elon Musk responds, high crime indeed. High crime indeed. For the fucking 10 millionth time, Higher Right Check is not just posting cringe compilations. If Higher Right Chick was doing that, she would just be another cringe compilation poster of no note or notoriety, which I would not even be talking about because those things are a fucking dime a dozen. All over YouTube and TikTok, there are right-wing posting left-wing cringe. And that is just the thing. They just post cringe compilations. Sometimes they don't even criticize them, add anything to it. It's just like, hey, look at all the libs doing cringe ass shit. Look at the libs crying over apparently a loss of bodily autonomy. Oh, look at those liberal tears, so fucking funny. Oh, here's another lib crying, blah, blah, blah. No, Higher Right Check adds her own commentary to them and tells people that they are groomers, that they are pedophiles, that they are endangering children. Her slogan is they're coming for your kids, which is ironic because she is actually coming, apparently, for entire school districts with all of these, like, you know, non-directly related bomb threats, death threats that occur after she posts all the information about these schools on a regular basis. Again, it is not simply reposting TikToks. If you just repost a TikTok of someone who just happens to be LGBTQ+, and that's it, their high crime is existing. They're like, hi, I happen to be non-binary. I'm very proud of being non-binary. She'll add, look at this groomer indoctrinating children. And then people associate the two because that's the tactic. It's like, oh shit. Oh, so non-binary people want to groom and molest kids. Oh shit. And then you see another one. Look at this. Oh yes, this teacher is saying that it's okay to be gay because they're coming for your kids. These groomers are grooming children by saying that it's okay to be gay. The most innocuous statements ever in the past, such as like, all humans are beautiful, everyone deserves love, everyone, things like that, suddenly are like symbols of indoctrination and child grooming and pedophilia because of what she does. Her editorialization, her editorializing, that's the most important part. And I'm saying that again because a lot of fucking people on the left keep forgetting that. A lot of people who are supposed leftists, I'll see it on fucking, you know, Crystal Ball was bad about that, Kyle Kalinske was bad about that. Like, a lot of people are just like, well, yeah, but Libs of TikTok is really just posting, you know, cringe, right? And it's like, no, because if it was cringe, I wouldn't talk about it. Again, there's a million cringe compilations. Higher Right Check is consistently targeting LGBTQ plus people just for existing, trying to associate them with pedophilia, and then after successfully doing that to her audience, she then posts information about them. Yes, publicly available information, but that publicly available information in tandem with these are pedophiles trying to molest kids is what's getting people to then take that public information and call in death threats and bomb threats. That's how this works. Juniper was rising on Twitter that day, and in the posts. As of now, Juniper's account is still taken down, and it's honestly, it's terrifying, and it's the reality of what these free speech companies are. There is no such thing as free speech on a private corporation. All of us, regardless of what your political affiliation is, everywhere from communist to Nazi, doesn't matter who you are beholden to whatever the corporation decides at any given time. The dictators of these corporations are the board, and they are beholden to their fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders. And in that, that's how speech is dictated insofar as them following their own TOS. Do they follow their own TOS to the code? God, no. Do they have systems in place that the far right can utilize and weaponize to try and take down the speech they don't like, such as false flagging? Absolutely. I'm the victim of that. I've had 2 YouTube accounts, 1 YouTube video permanently taken down, and an Instagram permanently taken down. Luckily, I got the YouTube accounts back, thanks in large part due to a whole bunch of people retweeting, quote tweeting, and sharing my story. But smaller accounts don't have that. They don't. So when it comes to the free speech, all of us, regardless of where you are situated politically, you are beholden to whatever they decide at all times. It's one of the reasons why when it comes to the whole free speech debate, I try to stress that point over and over and over again. If you're someone who's like, well, yes, I agree, I'm not a fan of the things that Nick Fuentes or Alex Jones or any of these anti-Semites and Holocaust deniers and racists and transphobes say, but I do believe that they should have the ability to say it in the marketplace of ideas. Oh, hold up.
Who's Juniper? Might be good to inform chat like me who don't know.
Oh, Balthazar, first off, thank you for the $5 dono. And if you missed the very start of the segment, Juniper is an amazing, hilarious account. She posts a lot of memes. It's mostly memes and jokes for the most part, but then, you know, she does do occasional activism when there are really horrifying stories that come out of there. But she's just a really funny person. She's a really funny, massive leftist account that had a huge reach, massive reach. She's also been responsible, I would say probably prior to this, the most powerful troll on the left. Without like equal, because she'll make stories that make headlines the next day. She's the one, you might not know this, that got the story in actual right-wing media over Five Guys, saying that Five Guys was going to turn their name to the 5 non-binary people, and all the right was like, wow, culture. She was the same person that said that the Mars bars were removing the veins because they resembled the veins of a penis, and of course that story was run as if it was true. She invented the term goblin mode. She was the inventor of goblin mode, and now I think it's in Webster's or Merriam's dictionary now, and it's one of the terms that like Elon Musk popularized when he said that he was going to make all of his fucking tech teams go goblin mode. Like, she has done so many hilarious troll jobs. She was such a powerful comedian in that sense. Like, it is a really unique skill set to be able to utilize both social media and the internet for the purposes of comedy in that way. That's your canvas. In the same way that in the olden days, people had various other ways, and there was radio broadcasts, and there's people who do stand-up, whatever your canvas may be, whatever your medium, her medium was the internet and social media. And again, she was the goblin mode of all goblin modes at that. She was an absolute hilarious force online that honestly consistently was capable of fooling right-wingers with her sillies, and it's absolutely devastating to see her Twitter accounts all get nuked. All of them. The new one that popped up, the old one, her side account, and her main account, for the high crimes of, again, mocking Elon Musk. And I know I'm going to still get those people who are like, no, it was for manipulating the community notes program. Well, I mean, why is the community notes program and the very idea of being able to rank, whether or not, stories are factual, being manipulated or even manipulatable? It's the same thing when Elon Musk was like saying, like, I believe in free speech and comedy is legal on this platform, except for all of the impersonators. So all the impersonators now, you have to have the word parody in your account, and that's that. And so, you can't do that anymore. It's like, okay, well, there are people posting my real-time location address. That's not permitted either, so I'm silencing their speech. And it's like, no one was doing that. A bunch of journalists were posting a story about how, well, within over 24 hours, an account that tracks your airline and your private jets showed where your private jet had landed. That was not directly related to you potentially being stalked by someone that you've made it out to be. And that's why it's really messed up that you're suddenly silencing all these journalists for, again, reposting a story about how another account had posted your real-time. No, it wasn't even real-time, though. That's the other thing. It's publicly available information. It was always publicly available information ever since a picture of Elon Musk's private jet and the serial code of that jet was available on the front page, I believe, of the Washington Post. At that point, anyone who knows how to track flights, because you can publicly do it online and know the numbers of that serial code, were capable of doing it. That's what that that's what that Twitter account was doing, and that's why that Twitter account posted your last flight. But that was as far as it went. They posted where you had landed, and that's as far as they know about your real. It was not real-time assassination coordinates, as he made it out. Essentially, right? She didn't invent Goblin Mode, but she certainly did popularize it. I thought she was responsible for that. Oh, my fault. Then I'm misreporting. According to Insider, late on February 15th, Twitter user Juniper tweeted out what looked like a screenshot from an article on celebrity and Bollywood news site Pink Villa titled "Julia Fox opened up about her difficult relationship with Kanye West. He didn't like it when I went Goblin Mode." It racked up 116,000 likes and thousands of retweets. Fox never said that, nor did the headline actually exist, but that didn't stop it from going viral. News organizations picked up the story, assuming it was a real quote. The meme reached such critical mass that Fox even responded to it in an Instagram story. "Just for the record, I never used the term Goblin Mode," Fox wrote. The actual headline from Pink Villa said Julia Fox opened up about her difficult relationship with Kanye West before the split announcement, didn't capture nearly as much attention as the doctored one. Juniper, who has 25,000 Twitter followers, ooh, that was a long time ago, and doesn't share her surname online, told Insider, seeing how far her joke had spread was crazy. One person sent the message to say the saga had been referred to in their social media culture course at college. Another said their grandmother asked what the term Goblin Mode meant. "It's been a very strange experience," Juniper said. Goblin Mode spread far and wide, even tricking some journalists. The next morning, The Focus published an article titled "Goblin Mode: What the Term Means Amid the Julia Fox and Ye Breakup." Vogue referred and linked to it, also writing about Goblin Mode as if it were a real quote. Juniper tweeted about how incredibly easy it is to create fake news. They all started confirming one another. Juniper said, "I think it's just crazy that as a journalist you can see something online, not really verify anything, and then write a story about it. It just kind of threw that out there too." Representatives for The Focus and Vogue did not respond to Insider's request for comment. Juniper made up Goblin Mode quote after noticing goblins were having a moment online. Juniper didn't set out to go viral with the Goblin Mode tweet. She actually barely thought about it at all. "Goblins are having a little bit of a moment online," she said, with tweets about goblin-like behavior resonating with users. A now famous Reddit post from earlier this year in which a user on the subreddit r/confessions said they like to carry around a sack and creep around in a sort of crouch walking position, making goblin noises, and pick up trinkets around the house, all while laughing maniacally in my goblin voice. Juniper had the term Goblin Time in the back of her mind as something people on the internet joked about, then changed it to Goblin Mode because it seemed just to be true enough. She said the things she had seen about Fox had been kind of strange, so it seemed to fit. "I feel like it was in the realm of possibility for her to do and for something to come up in the relationship. As an active Twitter user, Juniper has gone viral a few times for her jokes, but this was the first time she saw people talking about what she had said at face value, which was insane to see," she said. "Goblin Mode is whatever you want it to be." Juniper's tweet hit a sweet spot in combining a lot of different things people were obsessing over the internet, producing the perfect meme. But as for Goblin Mode, what it actually is, Juniper doesn't have an answer. The article that referenced Juniper's original tweet point to the Urban Dictionary, which describes it as a sexual intercourse position in which the person on top has their hands and feet planted onto the other person. Oh, that's amazing. And it also involves in grunting and occasionally manic laughing. In a way, Juniper said Goblin mode is whatever you want it to be, which is kind of beautiful. She also thinks she did Fox a favor by taking attention away from the messy breakup with Ye, which had dominated the headlines. I distracted from her and Ye's drama, and then it became about Goblin mode. I kind of did her a solid. I don't know, according to Insider, Juniper invented Goblin mode, so I think we all have to praise Juniper for that. Either way, I know a lot of attention online has obviously been taken off the story. I spent nearly an entire day when it happened just trying to tweet and retweet about Juniper, but the hashtag remains as prescient as ever. Free Juniper. Juniper is absolutely hilarious. We need comedy to be legal again, and the silencing of one of the greatest comedians of our time online is obviously a high crime indeed. And yes, comedy is not legal on Twitter. That is the final thought on this. And also, every single person here should probably sign up for Western Kabuki. And honestly, please stop doing this. A lot of people, I'm assuming well-to-do leftists, are trying to poach Juniper's old followers by changing their accounts to look like Juniper and then doing the same like copy pasta, looking for 256,000 of my homies or whatever. Yeah, that's whoever did it first. If it was just a joke, fine, but everyone doing it just to kind of increase their follower account is doing it in poor taste. Go support Western Kabuki. Western Kabuki is the podcast that Juniper does, and that's where you'll find Juniper for now, up until obviously this makes a comeback. So yeah, there's that.
Do you enjoy the Serfs but prefer not to have to use your eyeballs? Many are saying this. Well, we've got the solution for you. It's the Serf Times in podcast form, available on most major podcasting networks now. If you enjoy it, please consider leaving a good review and feedback because it really helps the show out, apparently, and it's free, just like the podcast.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. This show is produced by amazing people like you, and if you want to help us out, please consider donating over at patreon.com/theserfs. The show is made possible thanks to Amazing Fletch, Anna Loves Riley, Ariane McCarthy, Cheryl Alvarez, Doug Cady, Everything Important, Hagbard Celine, Laminia Panza, Matthew Scarborough, Multimondi, Omni, Peanut Butter Blondie, Political Pappy, Quiet 185, Rachel K, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Ruby K, Sir Nickus, Spinach Monster, Stellar Vision, Sebastian Demo, Tech Tink, Trevbot EXE, Words Greenwood, and not to mention all of the amazing and fabulous people you now see before you.